they pin him down, they jump him, and they pin him down, and Kronos goes in and he goes chop 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 chop, and Kronos is like, oh no, she's too powerful, and you know what he does? He opens his mouth and is like, Rop! Now let me just draw the baby really quickly. And he tosses her head and he's like nom 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 nom, and Maria's like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, don't really know how to start this. But hello, today I'm going to be shoot, let's redo that. Hey guys, today I'm going to be trying to tell Greek myths as best as I can from memory. It's not going to go well, especially since I had some caffeine earlier, and I'm not good with caffeine, but I'm rambling. So this, you know what? You didn't come here for this. Let's just words. This is going well already. You can tell. All right, so I thought we'd start with the creation story. Ignore my amazing handwriting. Oh yes, words, writing. So, there was chaos, right? Yeah. It's been a while. This is why it's called Retelling Greek Myths from Memory. So, the first being in the world, according to the Greeks, was chaos, and now, Chaos was like a spirit, right? He was like not spirited away. My mind's just thinking about spirited away right now. It's not spirited away. Chaos was like a primordial being. I probably murdered that word. That's alright. We're just moving on. Chaos created, because I don't know, he was lonely. I know, same chaos. I'm probably lonely too. You know, we're quarantined. We're all lonely, so we can understand chaos. Chaos created Gaea, I don't know, Gaea, and she was the Earth. I think she was, I don't know if they called her the Earth, but she's the Earth. She's Mother Earth, basically. And you know, she was pretty nice, but she was all alone. And I don't know if she I don't remember. Did she create? I love that word. You know, don't we love that word? We're all. My maturity levels are high. Or I guess his name is Kronos. We're just gonna ignore that. He was like a dome. I don't know how that works. Oh wait, it works because the Greeks. I'm sorry, this is wrong. The Greeks thought the Earth was flat. So here's our upper dome, which is Uranus. Oops, I said that wrong. Uranus, and then underneath is our beautiful Tartarus, or I guess he was like Erebus, something. Let's go with Erebus. But that was underneath, and he was like the other dome. So it was like dome over one flat surface, because the Earth was flat, guys. We all know that. And basically, I don't remember if Gaea was like the one who created Uranus, I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong. It's just ignore me. So she created Mr. Sky, Mr. Blue Sky over here, and he was like, or I guess Chaos did. I don't remember. We've established this. I don't remember. And anyway, so she's not lonely anymore, and she's like, all right. And apparently, just the two of them just like get together. They fall in love, get together, have a nice little Earth and sky. How do you thought of sky? We'll just do clouds. A little romance story. Isn't it cute? Oh, so cute. And then, you know, as most, but not all, married couples do, they have children. Oh, sweet babies. Look at them. They're so cute. Except for, no, actually, their first children were cute, right? They were, the Titans. Whoa, Titans, wow. And as the name suggests, they grew up to be pretty big. You know, I'm drawing them really oddly, but they were handsome too and pretty, and there was drawing skills. There was this guy, this girl, other titans. They were a happy bunch. There were a lot of them. I don't remember how many there were. I don't know how the earth and sky can reproduce either, but Greek, that's Greek. And then they were all pretty good. Happy, proud mom and dad, beautiful children, pretty strong, pretty powerful. All of them are pretty cool. So they're like, okay, we had one successful batch of children. Not sure why they wanted more children after that. Like, okay, there were a lot of titans. I'm honestly not sure why they wanted more children, but they did. So they had another batch of children, and I don't remember if it was the Cyclops or the 100-handed ones first, who also have another name. It's like telekinesis, something, telephone. It was probably telephone. We'll call them telephones. The telephones and the eyeballs. So they had these two children. I don't remember which one came first, but basically, Mr. Sky is a pretty shallow man, and he's like, whoa, these guys have lots of fingers. Oh my god, fingers. Too many fingers, too many hands. How could we have such ugly children? So he throws them in Tartarus. Look at this diagram. Oh, this is peak art. So he throws them in Tartarus and is like, be gone, I don't want you anymore. And Gaea's like, no, my children! Which, that has to be where the phrase, a face only a mother could love, comes from. But maybe. We don't know. We assume. He chains them up and he throws them in Tartarus into the deep dark, which I should explain. Tartarus is bad. Oh, sorry, that was very descriptive, I know. It's under, so there's darkness and there's torture and there's suffering, and it's like the Greeks' version of hell, basically. Well, I mean, not all of it. There's Elysium and Asphodel, but I don't know does that come up when Hades comes out? Listen, Greek, it's been a while, you can tell. But anyway, he throws them down there, he chains them up, and he's like, no. But Gaea, for some reason, is like, okay. Well, she's not happy about it. And she gets mad, and they yell, and they fight. At least I assume they do. I don't know if that's ever said in the actual myth, that they yell and they fight. But she probably does, because she just threw their children into a pit and chained them up. I mean, I hope she yelled. But then for some reason, she forgives him, and they have children again, which are the eyeballs, or I guess the Cyclops. And they're I mean, they're not exactly the epitome of beauty either. Oh wait, just give them a shirt. Ooh, beautiful. But they're insanely good builders. But Mr. Sky, Mr. Sky thought that, well, these guys are also, okay, what was I saying? Thoughts. Mr. Sky was like, wait, these guys are also ugly. No. My children can't possibly be ugly. So he throws them down there too. And they all go tumbling into the pit. Save me. And Miss Earth here, Gaea, she's not happy. She's sad. But she's angry sad. She's not happy at all with Mr. Sky. She wants revenge, because those are her children, and she loves them more than she loves him. She wants the revenge. Oh, that was a bad knife. Okay, you know what? It's okay. Slashy slash. She wants revenge. But she knows she can't defeat Mr. Sky all by herself, and he's not listening to her by now. By now, they're past the relationship counseling point. By now, they're full on just not talking to each other. But she knows she can't kill by herself. I mean, he's the sky. How do you kill the sky? But she turns to her children, and she's like, by children I mean the Titans, because they're the only ones Mr. Sky didn't throw in Tartarus at this point. And she's like, okay, hey guys, hey guys, I'll give you all cookies if you kill your dad for me. And her children are kind of like, Mom, he's the sky, right? I don't think we can do that. But one child, the youngest, you really notice that's like a trend here? The youngest child, his name is Kronos. And I think he's always depicted with a beard, right? He's like, oh ho ho, mother, it is my time to shine. You can trust me. And she gives them this scythe, and he turns like, I think that's what a scythe looks like, right? It's like basically she created the first weapon, I believe. I think that's how the myth goes. She created the first weapon in order to kill her husband. Isn't that nice? The first weapon ever to be created in the world was used to kill a husband. The first weapon that was ever created in the world was to end a marriage. Divorce dates back all the way to ancient Greek times, guys. Anyway, Kronos is like, I can't do this on my own. So he has like his brother's help, and these guys end up being like the four corners of they'll end up taking the four corners of the world later, which doesn't really make sense because like even if they thought the earth was flat, where are the corners? Like where are the corners? There are no corners. Did they think the earth was a square too? Okay, moving on. It was like Empyrean, Hyperion. Oh, maybe the Empyrean might not be one. Iaptis? Atlas? I don't know. Whatever. So basically, these four guys, and Kronos, I mean, all the girls were like smart and they stayed out of the way. They just made their excuses and left right away. And these four guys stuck behind, and there was one more brother, I believe. His name was like Oceanus. I think I actually got that one right. Oceanus or whatever. Mr. Surfer dude. He was like, no guys, listen, I gotta go chill in the ocean. He skipped out for some reason. I don't remember why. But he was like, well, maybe because he didn't want to kill his dad. That's, you know what? Granted, pretty good reason. So he goes to the ocean, and like Kronos is like, whatever, fine, I'll remember that. And so these five go on their merry way, and they make a plan, and they're like, Mom. Actually, I don't remember how Gaea gets or Mr. Sky to come down. She just, I don't know, maybe they were like, hey, it's been a while, let's have more children. And Mr. Sky was like, this is Mr. Sky, by the way. Mr. Sky was like, sure. I don't know why you would say sure. You know what? This is me speculating because I have honestly no recollection how they got him to come down from the sky. Because like they had like bodies, right? They had like extra bodies. It's not extra. It's definitely not extra. They had manifestations of themselves because Gaea was the earth, but she also had like a body, and so did the sky, and he had a body, and that's how they procreate. I answered my own question. I'm so smart. That's how they procreated, and that's how they had children. So they got him to come into this body so that they could like kill him, chop him into tiny pieces? Question mark. A little fuzzy on the details, but basically Mr. Sky gets chopped into tiny bits, which basically is like the closest thing you can do to killing him, because he's immortal and you can't really kill the sky, but they chop him into tiny bits. Well, okay, the four corners, as I'm gonna call him from now on, just like hold him down, they pin him down, they jump him, and they pin him down, and Kronos goes in and he goes chop 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 chop, and basically the job is done. He no longer has a body. He is now bits and pieces, and they I think Kronos was pretty petty, and he tosses them into the ocean, which actually wait, he tosses them into the ocean, and doesn't that become Aphrodite later? Wasn't Aphrodite created from the first murder? Like, I know there are part myths that say that she was like Zeus's daughter, but isn't she like created from the first murder? Well, okay. We'll just move past that plot point. You know what? Love comes in many different ways. So Gaea is so happy. She's so pleased. She's like, this is Gaea. She's like, you did well, my son, to Mr. Kronos. And Kronos is like, I know I did, mother. He has his hands on his hips, like, aren't I such a good boy? And Gaea is like, yes, you are. So she gives him ruler of the universe. He is now ruler of the universe, and that's how he assigns his brothers the four corners of the universe. And I guess he just lets Oceanus have his ocean. I guess he just didn't think that was worth fighting his brother over. I have no idea what's going on through Kronos's mind. He's odd. You know? He's odd. He killed his own father. He's a little odd. Little odd in the head. And then for some reason, like, I don't know, he just, oh, no, I got this. Wait, he promised his mother he would also free his brothers. I don't think the 100-handed ones were ever girls. I think they were only boys. I could be wrong about that. But he frees these guys, the handies, the telephones, and the eyes, and he frees them, and he's like, you're free! He takes them out of Tartarus. This was a plot point somewhere. But he takes them out of Tartarus, and Gaea is like, oh, happy, and she's like, yes, I knew I could trust my son to do the right thing. So she's like, you're ruler of the universe now, and I'm going to settle back down and just relax, because my husband is dead, and I am happy with how things turned out. So, you know, everything seems to be going well. Kronos is now the ruler of the universe, and now he's like, I need a wife. And he looks around and he's like, well, the only others out here are the eyes, the telephones, and I'm not really attracted to either of those. Oh, but wait, I have sisters. And like, Greeks, what were you on? Greeks, like, what were you on? Guys, Greek mythology has so much. You know what? It's okay. But it wasn't only Kronos. It was all his brothers. All of them were like, yes, we would like to be weird. I probably shouldn't say that. All the gods are gonna strike me down themselves. But basically, most of the Titans and Titanesses get married, except for, like, I think there was one who was, like, smart and stayed out of it, and she eventually also teamed up with the gods. Thetis, right? Thetis? She was smart. She was, like, logic or whatever. The Titan of logic. The Titaness of logic. But Kronos ends up, marrying Rhea, the Titaness of motherhood. She's very pretty too, I think. That wasn't really relevant. I don't know why I said that. But you know, they get married, and something happens. I don't know. Oh, I missed an important detail. Oh, so when Kronos killed his father, his father says, your son, or your child will kill you just as you have killed me. He gives him some ominous prophecy, something like that, like your son will be greater than you, or will kill you just as you have killed me. And Kronos is like, yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. And you know, I think that's why. Oh, Kronos actually tries to avoid marrying anyone for a while, but he gets lonely. Oh, Rhea's really short on this. Why is Rhea so short? You know, it's okay. So he avoids marrying anyone, and he meets Rhea, and he's like, oh, I'm falling in love. And then you know, they have and he tries to say to Rhea, well, you know, let's not have kids. Let's not have kids because of the prophecy. But Rhea was the Titaness of motherhood. And how are you going to tell the Titaness of motherhood you cannot have kids? So they have kids. And their first child is she is Hestia. I will just, she's a very beautiful baby. Hestia is actually one of my favorite goddesses. Not for any really specific reason. She's not really involved in many of the myths, but she's going to be the goddess of the hearth. Later on. No, wait, I am wrong. That is not their first child. I am wrong. Their first child is Hades. The boys first. Sorry. Wait. No, I'm wrong. I was right first. Okay, it's Hestia. And she's like, but she has like an aura around here, and it's not like any normal Titan aura. It's strong, it's powerful, and Kronos is like, oh no, she's too powerful. And you know what he does? He opens his mouth and is like, Rop! Now, let me just draw the baby really quickly. And he tosses her head, and he's like, nom 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 nom. And Maria's like, what have you done? Wait, she's not shocked enough. What have you done? What are you doing? You've eaten our baby! And he's like, well, I haven't really eaten her. I've just swallowed her, dear. She's just in my stomach now. I mean, how big of a stomach do you guys think she had? Like, that, a baby is not a small thing. But I honestly don't know. But she was in her stomach now. Hestia's right there. Let's draw a complex diagram of Kronos' stomach. Okay, this is his stomach. And here's baby Hestia. And Rhea's mad, but what can she do? He's the king of the universe. Literally, he killed his own dad. She does not put it past him to kill her. So she's like upset, but all the other Titans are like, Rhea, don't overreact. Just a baby. You can have another. And they do have another. I don't know why they had another, considering what happened, but Rhea forgave him, and they had another, and her name was Demeter. And Demeter was like, she's gonna be the goddess of like nature, but later she'll be like farming and agriculture and nature, and I guess the seasons also, since she seems to have control over those in a certain myth. But she's like wheat, and she likes nature. And I'm really not doing justice in describing her, but she's a pretty epic goddess, But because of that epicness, she's just too powerful for Kronos, and she gets nom 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 munched up too. So Demeter also ends up in the stomach, right there. Cue the screaming once again. No, Kronos, you ate another one of our children. How could you do this? Yeah, and Demeter's in the stomach along with Hestia. Hey sister. They're like 1 year apart, I think. Is there a timeline in this? I have no idea. She can't be 1 year apart, can she? I know the order. Wait, are the gods ever specified about how old they are compared to each other? Thoughts. Anyway, Demeter and Hestia, Hestia might be glad to have a little company down there. Or maybe not, I have no idea. She's like probably like 2 years old or something like that. Little baby crawling around. But for some reason, Rhea forgives him. Or I guess Kronos is like, hey, maybe we'll try again. Maybe this one will be different, And Rhea is like, yeah, absolutely. Let me just throw a thumbs up. That's your thumb. That looks a little like a middle finger. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do a big thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. That looks more like a middle finger. Whatever. She's like, yes, let's have another baby. So they have another baby. And this is Hera. And Hera's going to grow up to be the goddess of marriage and a bunch of other stuff, because Hera was very important. Also the wife of Zeus, but because her brother, Greek mythology, and she'll be in a lot of other important stuff. But there's a lot of stuff she's the goddess of, and I honestly cannot name all of them. So let's just say that all you need to know right now is she gets munched up to. Mr. Big Kronos opens his mouth and is like, munch, 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 because she was too powerful. Look at that aura. Look at that godly aura. And Kronos and Rhea cue, screaming, crying. How could you do this, Kronos? She was her baby! By Rhea. And by this point, it's like, wow. Some serious marriage counseling is needed. It's, 3 babies down there. Sheesh, Kronos. Repeat and rinse for both Hades, our little underworld guy. Note, he is not the god of death. He is the god of the underworld. He might get a little upset if you call him the god of death. Thanatos is the god of death. Hades, he's a little gloomy, a little emo. But actually, considering out of all the gods in Greek mythology, I believe in most of the myths, he's actually the nicest. He gets a pretty bad rap, but isn't there something where all the really bad punishments in Tartarus were created by Zeus and not Hades? Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on anything that's happening in this video. But it's Hades and it's Poseidon, who, he's our favorite god of the sea, god of the ocean, god of earthquakes, god of 50, 100 different titles, just like every other god. Literally, I'm trying to name the most major ones that they're known for, but all of them have 500 different titles. I literally could not tell you. But anyway, both of them get munch. Look at Kronos, he's hungry because they're too powerful. And Rhea at this point is mascara streaming down her cheek. She's just I knew I shouldn't have trusted him when he said this would be different. But she did anyway. I don't know why. But it's getting crowded down there. There are five gods. I don't know. I guess they must just stayed in baby form or something like that. But there are 5 godlings down there. And it's in that stomach, and I don't know how Kronos was living. They must have been sloshing around. He must have had diarrhea. It must have been bad. And eventually Rhea's all right, I've had enough of this. So she comes up with some kind of excuse to Kronos. I don't remember what kind of excuse, but basically she says, hey, dude, I'm going to this island, I guess maybe on request by mom, to have this baby that I'm going to have again. So just let me go. Everything's all right. I'm definitely not trying to hide the baby from you. I'll bring him back later. All right, cool. And Kronos is you know what? I trust you, my wife. I trust you even though I've eaten every single one of your children. It should be noted by now that I'm pretty sure Kronos has already thrown the telephones and that was a bad telephone. The telephones and the eyeballs back down into Tartarus because he thought they were an eyesore or something like that. I really don't remember. He just threw them back down there, chained them up again. So Rhea goes to this island, and where there's this cave and these nymphs who nymphs are very pretty, but and this goat, and this was all arranged by Gaea. I know that. She listened to her daughter and who was crying and was mother, please save my child. And she was okay, I've given you this island of these nymphs, these goats, and these people who will be really loud or something like that to block out the cries of your baby. It's a little foggy in my memory. But basically, Rhea gives birth here to a baby named Zeus, and we all know Zeus. We all know who Zeus is. This is Gaea. She's not pregnant anymore, but this was Rhea, by the way, laying down there. She just had her baby, and Zeus is raised in this cave by these nymphs and this goat goat's name was like Althea. I don't remember. I don't know why I remember this, but like the goat, I drew the goat like a dog. The goat name was like Althea. I just wanna write this. Althea or something like that. Maybe. And you know the baby's cries are like covered by these people like who are banging on drums or something like that. And baby Zeus grows up, and maybe Rhea told him he was to kill his father. I don't know if he just came up with that idea himself. I don't know what I'm gonna draw Zeus as. Maybe we'll just draw him like this. You know, spiky hair, cause lightning bolts. Right. Zeus, he's gonna become king of the gods soon, but not yet, because he has to kill his father first, just like his father killed his grandfather. There's a lot of killing going on here, but I guess that's just Greek mythology. And oh God, I need a sip of Coke. My voice is dying. Anyway, so Zeus grows up and he somehow gets like a job at the palace. He gets like a job, I don't know, bearing cups or something like that, cupbearer. This one's a bit foggy on me, but like Kronos doesn't suspect a thing, even though, you know, if he could sense the aura, I don't know how he doesn't sense Zeus's aura, because like presumably he was the most powerful of them. I mean, that's a little debatable depending on like which myth you listen to, but like I guess Kronos maybe it was the babies in his gut. Maybe, you know, he just couldn't think straight anymore. So one day Zeus just somehow offers him a drink or something, and Kronos ends up vomiting all the babies out. Oh yeah, look at that, 5 godlings ready to kill their dad, just like he did to his grandfather. There's Hestia, there's Demeter, there's Hera, there's 2 H's, oh okay, there's a lot of H's, there's Hades, there's Poseidon, and now there's also Zeus, and they're like, hey little bro, do we like you? Maybe not. Just burped, sorry. I just burped, sorry. Gonna be honest, don't remember much about what the fight that they did. Just remember that they freed the telephones again, and that's how they got the that doesn't look like a telephone. That's the telephones and the eyes, and that's how they got the trident, the thunderbolt, and that doesn't look like a thunderbolt. Lightning, and Hades' Helm of Darkness. Look at that. This one makes him invisible, in case none of you knew that. And that's how they get those special lightnings. Why the girls didn't get any, I don't know. That's a shame. Why is that, Greek historians? Why is that? They deserve weapons too, excuse me. But anyway, the 100-handed ones and the Cyclops helped to take down the Titans. There's a huge war between them. I don't know if I explained that very well, but basically Gaea was like, hey, he's killing their children. I mean, Kronos is bad, just like his father was. I support you, or whatever, I guess, maybe. I believe. And the 100-handed ones threw rocks and rocks and rocks and rocks, and somehow they toppled. Like there was Mount Orthrus, whatever, Orthrus? Question mark? I don't think it was Orthrus. It was something. But this was Mount Olympus, and somehow they I guess they built on top of it, and they sliced Mount or something Titan Tower in half, and that's why Mount Olympus is the tallest mountain today, where the gods now live. And I don't remember how Zeus kills Kronos. He didn't kill Kronos. That's right, he didn't, because they can't kill the Titans. So he takes all these Titans and he throws them in Tartarus. Woo! All these Titans get to go in Tartarus. Wow, wonderful ending. And now the gods rule the world on Mount Olympus. And if you like this, there's Mount Olympus. And there's a lot more to the myth, because Greek mythology, and this was only the origin story, and now Zeus rules the sky, because I don't know, they drew lots or something like that, and Hades rules the underworld, because reasons, and he got the short end of the stick or whatever, or maybe he doesn't think it's the short end of the stick. I don't know, no judgment. The underworld might seem it's nice, maybe because they have Elysium, and Poseidon gets the ocean, because he's a surfer dude, and Atlas gets to hold up the sky. He was one of the four corners, I believe. He was one of the dudes who killed his dad. And you know what? They all lived happily ever after, except for they didn't, because this is Greek mythology. And you know what? I'll see you all next time. If you guys like this, please subscribe. Thank you. My voice is dying. This is kind of short, but it's also not short. I've been talking for too long, and wow. Okay, bye guys. More videos like this coming out soon. Bye bye.